So, a bit more information about our scope and sequence of our lesson plans. At the beginning of the year, we should plan to spend about 2 weeks with an overview of procedures, how things work, and our expectations on our matrix, which are how to behave. And then monthly, as we saw on the matrix example, teaching and reviewing in response to data and in response to our scope and sequence. We should have at least once a week have a focus on teaching expectations from our matrix. And we should refer to our matrix to teach and reteach expectations before and after instruction, especially if there's areas of the matrix that we're really trying to focus on improving. We teach it before, and then after instruction, we give feedback on how we did with following that behavior expectation on the matrix and using the language on the matrix so that we have consistent language that we're using to communicate our expectations throughout the school. At mid-year, it's also recommended that we do another 2-week overview of the procedures, how things work in our classroom, and the expectations that are on our matrix, or how to behave. It's really important that your matrix not just be, quote, wall art, meaning that it looks really nice on the wall or we have posters related to our matrix around our building, but do we really use the language on our matrix to communicate expectations and to reinforce behaviors to students on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis? A pre-correct is another way of being proactive in teaching our expectations. They're a systematic way of anticipating and addressing problem behaviors before they occur through pre-planned prompts for the desired behavior. For example, let's say transitions from one activity to another are difficult for a particular group of students. We're going to remind them of the expectations just before the transition is to occur. The pre-correction should be delivered before the start of the activity that you plan and should always be stated in the positive and should describe the behavior you wish to see exhibited, not the behavior that you don't wish to see. So, for example, if we're getting ready to transition, we would say, hey, before we line up, remember, we walk in a straight line, we have quiet voices, and hands to yourself. And then when we get back from transitioning, we give feedback on how well we walked in a straight line, that we used quiet voices, and kept our hands to ourselves.